Fiddle again, and hello, it's Vo, and welcome back to Planet Zoo. Last time we'd made our new enclosure after filling up our first mega enclosure full of animals that were all friendly with each other. We've almost finished all our research for those animals, so we can get them all the things that we can add to their enclosure for their enrichment. It helps us research their food as well, so that we can give them better food when we're rolling in the dough. We're generally making money now, after a bit of a dip in the first episode. We were in the negative. Everything seems fine now. Slow and steady, and we can upgrade our zoo, add more animals. Gonna go with elephants. Gonna have all the African animals next to each other, which is gonna be like the African section. Okay, it's African elephants. Gonna get the biggest shelter we can. Cost a lot of conservation credits. Yeah, we'll keep our research going. Once we get our first elephant in, we'll be able to start researching them as well. We need to keep on top of the animal population, especially with animals where there's a specific animal limit of how many they want living together in their own little society, and the gender balance that they want. Yeah, the more animals you add, the more things you've got to keep on top of. Same with the staff. The more things they've got to keep on top of as well. It's not the greatest weather in the European Zoo sometimes. So yeah, we need to make sure to include plenty of heaters for African animal friends. Make sure that it's nice and toasty for them. When we add in these enrichment items, and we add in the trees that they can scratch onto and things, it's another opportunity to add the heaters to them as well. We can make our second enclosure a little bit more interesting than the first. A little bit of three-dimensionality to it. Yeah, certain plants, what they want for the coverage. But this pre-made set of trees and vines and things that I've slapped in the middle, it's not really what they want. And of all of our European trees that we've got in between our stores and things, if they're hanging over into the enclosure, they are counted as foliage that's the wrong type. Change all that European trees to African once we put in the African theme and put shelves around all our staff buildings and all our stalls. And we'll wrap them all up at some point. Just focusing on what the game mechanics like. Doing what we need to. Make sure the guests aren't bothered. Setting up another work zone for the second habitat. So we're going to assign keepers specifically to deal with that. To deal with our elephant friends. Make sure they're well fed and cared for. Get our research going. So we can maybe unlock a few more enrichment items. Yeah, the elephants don't like our barriers. The two-way glass. We want to bop into them and destroy them and escape, which we don't really want. Don't know what it is about that area that the elephants want to destroy it. Whether it's the signs, the seating area, not sure. End up solving the problem by just extending their little pond that they're going to drink from right up to the edge, so they can't get to that portion and knock down the walls. We're not neglecting our first enclosure. Keeping on top of getting new animals in for genetic diversity. Try and stop inbreeding. Trying to get better animals along the way. And trying to sort of upgrade over time. Not only are the higher grade animals healthier, they're more attractive for people to come and see. You get more conservation credits when you do release them in the wild. And the same applies when buying animals. The better ones are going to cost you. And that's fair. There's like a live server version that you can play when you're playing with real people and you're trading animals from zoos from other players. But this version is just one player experience with just the computer. I don't know if there's a system in the order and things that it releases the animals available to trade. Don't know if we would always get better ones that would be more expensive from other players. Gonna work on promoting our people soon. You can either get more staff or you can try and promote the staff. Try to get ones that are en route rather than ones that are doing something important. Send them off for some more training. When they come back, we'll have to pay them more because they've had a promotion. They should be able to handle things better. They'll be less stressed and they'll be more efficient. Obviously can't send them all the way from their post at the same time. Yeah, slowly over time. Make sure we've got a couple of people from each section doing something. Got heaps of vendors, so we're going to send a few of them away. Keep our research going. The mechanics and the vets, when they've finished researching everything, then and they can go off and just go right with the rest of the crew, tending to the park. At that point we'll have expanded out, undoubtedly. And we'll have a job for them. Our souvenir shops that were just the last few shops that we can add in. Unique things. Of course, adding more ATMs where we can. Make sure people have got plenty of cash that they can splash. These stalls that we've got. They're complaining that we're not charging them enough. Suffering from success. I eventually find the right tab where I can turn up the food quality. Since we're making so much money, would like to spend it on the animals. We're giving them the best food that we can. Should help. Keep them happy. Yeah, I've come across a lot of these features once upon a time and forgotten how to get there. Better food should hopefully make them happier and healthier. We can do power, and that helps us with eco options, smaller power sources. Staff buildings to have bigger staff rooms and things that are more efficient. Let's put power out. Further down the way if we want to power these screens. Keep our research going into the diseases. So when we do encounter them, we're ready. Yeah, we're working our way through. Things are fine. And we can certainly afford to add a few more heaters and things in the bad weather. Make sure everyone's happy. Yeah, the more animals you've got, the more you need to be going through. Releasing more and more of them to the wild. Get those conservation credits so you can get the better animals. Yeah, keeping the gold ones. Try to get rid of the plain ones. Like your commons, uncommons and rares. I'm going to breed some top quality gold animals. We're researching our way through these diseases. There's a fair few of them. We've definitely got plenty of research to be doing. Yeah, we've got to make sure that we don't have too many animals overall in our first enclosure. And don't forget to trim down the herd by releasing some away at the wild. Otherwise the place will get dirty, become a disease risk, and all the animals will get sick. And the vets will be super busy trying to fix them all. Education's going up. Inspector must have found an injured animal or something. We got a spot fine. Yeah, we are starting to appease the inspector. Play how the game wants us to play. We're getting there. Yeah, we're on the next thing now, thinking about cheetahs, doing our little research. Seeing what sort of society they want. How much we've got. Conservation credits, we can just afford it to get a pair. Yeah, we need to add a place for the keepers to prepare the food. And a little staff room for them to go to. Little path around the back of our generator. We'll need to get water as well. Presumably our original water treatment isn't gonna reach over here. Do want to have a train at some point. It's the end goal, to have a zoo big enough really so that you require the train to be running around it. It would be good to have one of everything. All of the different rides that you can have. Yeah, the train is a bit of an investment for space. Hopefully it's going to fit through underneath these little bridges that we're going to make. Anticipating the train. When you're on the train ride, you want to see as many animals as you can. So we're going to have the back of these enclosures right up against where the train track's going to be. I always overdo it when I'm making enclosures, like get the maximum space that I can. And we check how big it is and how big we actually need. Yes, it's very often too much. We'll split it up into two. Just trim it off like that. And make a separate one on the other side. Yeah, again, nice and easy to tidy it up. Make it look smart. Make sure we've got enough space for the animal that we want. Pop up the walls a little bit if there is no chance of escape. Yeah, try and find a place to get the water treatment on. So I think that's close enough without checking again. Make them their little water source. Get some heating in. Some shelter. And once we get them in, we can change the terrain to what they like. Yeah, we'll make sure we've got the basics. Have a talking point for our educators. And we'll sort out our surfaces. When we've got the train in, we can have it changed to two-way glass at the back so the people on the train can see the animals as they go past. Yeah, that's long-term goals. Make another work zone for enclosure 3. And the educational talking points. I want any of the educators to really be able to go to any of them. Sort of mixing them over work zones. Yeah, it seems strange. The educators seem very worn out after delivering one lecture. I think the lecture is like 1 month long, so it's probably pretty grueling. Yeah, the bridge over what's going to be our train track. It's good for our customers. Come and see the animals as well. So we've got our cheetahs in. We've got the terrain changed to what they like. Gotta find some enrichment items that they like, that we can pop down before we've researched them anymore. More complaints about how cheap it is. Yeah, we'll remember to add all our things that we need. CCTV posts and benches, donation buckets, recycling bins. Yeah, we'll make sure that we've got keepers assigned for our cheetahs. Again, we can add more staff every time we add a new enclosure. We can try and upgrade all our staffing by promoting people. Yeah, the promotion does take time. They have to all take turns going for their training. Yeah, we're keeping on top of things. Getting those conservation credits. Keeping on top of our research. It's just Habitat 3's education letting us down from a otherwise perfect report. Almost got that full 5 stars. Yeah, this should be enough, you know, this is a great success. But yeah, it's never enough. Everything's fine until you try to add every animal in the game. And things become just unmanageable on every level. For your staff and for you. Put in the two-way glass now. Yeah, big plans of having a railway that's gonna cut through the middle of everything. Just go round. It's like a circular railway, really. Yeah, never made it before. Always had big plans. This is gonna be the time. Yeah, I think the water ride has a smaller footprint. Do that if we don't end up doing the train. And there are other options for these rides for the customers. As you see with the pole support, and when you put a path through, it just sort of removes it. So hopefully the train or the gondola or whatever it is that we put underneath it, it's going to be fairly forgiving with our bridges that we're sort of guesstimating. So yeah, hopefully we've got enough space for the train to get through the middle, and then for us to have more enclosures on this side. Plenty of space. Kind of straight enough. As I say, we may never get there. It's a good structure. Gives us a good guide of where we want to put our next enclosures. And try and get more of our staff trained up. Get them promoted. A lot of them are showing red, like they're overworked, underpaid. So we can try and pay them a little bit more for the same amount of work, and hopefully they'll be less stressed and just be magically better at their job. But yeah, you can put things into smaller and smaller work groups that can help you make the workers more efficient, give them less space that they're walking around, because you're telling them specifically where they want to go for their breaks and things, and that's within a short distance of the other things. Like if their staff room's right next to their research building and they're only doing the two things, you can set up a little work zone like that. We realised that we didn't actually make the water close enough for a water purifier. The little pond just has to be touching the circle, basically. But I overestimated how big the circle was going to be. And definitely check that after making a little pond for them to drink out of. That's some free advice. Tip of the day. And we're getting there. Another decade done. Come back next time, pick up where we left off from. Till then, do take it easy. I'll see you all in the next one.